Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. We are back again, 5 p.m. settings, and we're gonna be seeing and reacting to Mikel Arteta's press conference. Everything I said about Thomas Partey, about Liverpool, about the availability of Aubameyang, of course, and Partey. And Tierney, and the general feeling about around the squad that we are 10 games unbeaten, because I think that's very, very important. You spoke about the feeling that we're going into Liverpool, 10 games unbeaten in all competition, 8 in the league, and we are playing one of the best sides in Europe at the moment, if not one of the best sides in the world at the moment against Liverpool. And of course, he said that we can beat Liverpool. So we'll try to get into that and probably understand why it feels like we can beat Liverpool. How are the spirits? Are they high? Are they low among the squad? And the most important thing is he confirms Thomas Partey's look. Yesterday, I thought it was going to be like Mikel Arteta could come and actually say there was something lacking, but it looks like Partey is actually in. And look, this could be a disappointment to Ghana, because Ghana, I think they would think that the fact that he didn't play with them for the 2 World Cup qualifiers, he wouldn't actually make it for the Liverpool game. I don't know whether it's going to be a disappointment for them, but for me, I'm really happy that Partey is back, and we're going to be listening from Mikel Arteta. We're going to be getting it from Mikel Arteta himself, and everything he said about this game. So be sure to subscribe. Be sure to make to hit the like button as well. Let's get into the little party. Mikel speaking about Arsenal and the press conference at large. Right. So it doesn't take much tough. It doesn't get much tougher for us than a trip to Anfield this weekend. Ahead of the match, Mikel Arteta has faced the media via Zoom to discuss the clash, our ambitions for the season, Liverpool's strength, and more. So here is the full transcript of, obviously, with the fan reaction that I provide on this channel. On Emil Smith-Rowe's performances for England, he said, first of all, I was really surprised because it happened just after our game, but I was extremely happy for him. I know the expectation he had. A lot of talk around it, and he really enjoyed it. I saw him yesterday, and he was really delighted to score a goal for his country. It's always special, and he made us proud. Not only him, but also Bukayo and Aaron starting for the national team. I think it's such a great sign for the club. And so, of course, look, absolutely, this is a young squad. This is a very, very young squad that we have at the club. And the more they get to be called, the more they get to be involved into the affairs of the national team. Not only the English players, but obviously the likes of Gabriel going out for Brazil, the likes of Aubameyang, the likes of Odegaard participating for Norway. It's such a huge thing that you could have almost 9 players competing and representing their countries. It's something big. It shows, first and foremost, it shows how far our squad is actually improving, or how far it has improved in terms of quality. That's the first thing. Honestly, let's speak about it. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, how many players in the Arsenal squad were representing their own country? When you're performing poorly as a club, it doesn't get worse than that. Your players don't get called up for national duty or international duty, whichever way you want to put it. And it just, for me, it's like a yardstick. Right, it's like a bar to show that this is how good you are as a side, or maybe this is how poor you are at the side. So great, I think great moments for Emil Smith-Rowe, and great moments for Bukayo Saka as well, and Aaron Ramsdale. 3 Arsenal players starting in the same England national team. The last time we had it was Welbeck, Chamberlain, and Theo Walcott. Walcott's at Southampton at the moment, Chamberlain at Liverpool, and Danny Welbeck is playing with Brighton. So you can see it's been a long time that we ever since we had 3 players start for England in one team. And because it's so far away, all those players have actually moved on. They're no longer part of the side. So congratulations to the young boys there. On whether Liverpool away is the ultimate test, because this is the same question he was asked, I think, against Leicester City. Yeah, he was asked about the same question, and he was asked if Leicester uh, was the ultimate test. So this is what he said. It's always a test. It is fascinating, a fascinating stadium to play football in. You have to be at your best and raise the level to your maximum standards emotionally, physically, tactically, because if you don't, then you will be exposed. Going to Anfield is always a test, but if you are able to do that, there are not many grounds as good as them to feel that you are, to feel that you are a proper football club. I think at the moment in the league, honestly, look, saying that Liverpool is the ultimate test, I think it has come too early. I mean, I'm going to say that. It's come too early. I wouldn't say Liverpool is our ultimate test. I think our ultimate test will be December, because in December, you're going to be playing clubs that are almost just slightly, above us or almost at the same level. I think Everton is on the same level. West Ham slightly above us in terms of consistency, quality, and what they have managed to achieve this season. And the Manchester United, in terms of quality, they are really above us. But in terms of what they have achieved this season, they're almost at the same level as us. So I think for me, the ultimate test is December, right? The ultimate Liverpool. You can't, say if you are a Manchester United. If we were a United that has all this squad, full of talent, and then we've been winning game in, game out, Liverpool could have been our ultimate test, but it's not our ultimate test at all. It's a very, very hard test, above us. Yes, we've been so good. We've kept a couple of clean sheets along the way. We've picked up a couple of points along the way. But Liverpool, for me, is coming too fast, right? It's coming too fast. Yes, it's a good game. It's a game that really tests our season. It's a game that really tests where are Arsenal standing, and are we here by mistake, or are we actually building a foundation that really promises? For me, I think the foundation is there. I think the Liverpool game actually means nothing. Absolutely. Like Mikhail said, it's one of those games where you get to test yourself against a formidable army, against a formidable opponent, against a worthy opponent. Anfield is a worthy stadium. When you go out on the Anfield, to the Anfield, it's worthy, right? It's a worthy stadium. But for me, it's not. Look, it's not a game where we lose and I go buzzing and then I lose it. No, I think it comes too early. Really, it comes too early. I think this would have been the ultimate test if we're playing a Manchester United on this day tomorrow. That would have been an ultimate test. But look, like Mikhail says, you've got to be strong against Liverpool. Emotionally, I think we are there. Physically, we are there. Tactically, we are not yet there, honestly. Our standards, tactically, are not yet there to beat Jurgen Klopp. And if we beat him tomorrow, if we beat Liverpool tomorrow, I'll be wrong, and I'll be very glad to be wrong, because my club will have won a game or probably picked up a point against Liverpool at the Anfield. But for me, it's not the ultimate test. It comes too early. I would have preferred if we played Liverpool at the beginning of January. That's when honestly, or by the end of December, right? But anyway. The game is here and nothing we can actually do about it. Mikel on Liverpool this season, he said, let's get to read this. He said it's difficult to judge just on this season, because what they have done in recent years, I think Jurgen and his staff have managed to bring the club to the best moments in their history and sustain it, which is the hardest thing to do. So they have transformed the energy around the place. I think the cohesion and energy that they have created in the stadium is something special. And Jurgen has done that with other clubs he has been at. So it's a talent that he has. He's built from there and obviously been extremely successful. I agree on that. But I think to answer the question more directly, Liverpool are fascinating this season, but they have flaws. I think that is the better answer. Right. Look, he says that Jurgen has actually done a great job at Liverpool. You can't argue. He's won the Champions League for them. He's won the Premier League for them, a trophy that they've been looking for 20 consecutive years. Right? I think 20 or more. right? They've been looking for that Premier League. They have a couple of Champions League, Champions League titles in between, but they had failed to win a Premier League. They had failed to win it. Jurgen Klopp has done it on a budget. Yeah, on a budget, because he spent some money, despite the fact that he's not actually spent, all these lump sums at once. But he's really done it on a big budget. But guys, let's say this: Liverpool this season, they are fascinating. They are, I think for me, in playing quality football, they're coming behind City, or if not at the same level of City. The difference they have with Manchester City is that they finish off their chances, and City have failed to finish off their chances this season, which is not our fault. They should have got a striker, but Liverpool are beatable this season. That is also something to note. Probably today at 9 p.m. we'll be speaking about how to beat Liverpool, and I think they're beatable. They've had some good moments, but look at the Brighton game. Brighton, should have won that game. Look at West Ham 3 points, and that's it. West Ham are about Liverpool on the table, and if Arsenal beat Liverpool, Arsenal, we are 20 points. They have 23 points. So if we beat Liverpool, we shall actually be on the same number of points as Liverpool. The only difference is that they have scored more goals and kept more clean sheets. Actually, conceded less than we have. We have actually conceded the same number of goals as we have scored. So we have a 0 goal difference, and that's why I don't want to lose that game, because it's gonna take us back in a negative goal difference. Anyway, but that is Mikel Arteta about Liverpool. On Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, he said to keep doing the same, because he's getting in great positions, he's having chances, and things will happen. He has already scored quite a lot of goals. We always demand more, and we want more, but he needs to continue the form that he is in at the moment, the attitude that he's showing, and as well the level of implication that he not only has on the team but around the club as well. Right. So Aubameyang is back, but I mean we're gonna tackle that. We're gonna tackle that on his comments about why he came back came back early from international break. But he says that he's back. Look. This season already, he scored 4 goals, right? And I remember against the Watford game, I said he needs to capitalize on games like Watford. He needs to capitalize on teams like Watford, because the advantage, with such clubs, the good thing with with such games, is that all the time, all the time, you have that advantage, right? Because for me, he could have scored a hat-trick against Watford, an easy hat-trick. If he doesn't control the ball poorly, in the first instance to make Saka offside, he scores that. The penalty, should be scoring that. That's a brace. 6 goals in a season. And then the Martin Odegaard chance, if he's not offside, then he scores a hat-trick. You see, I think the good thing that I'm seeing with Aubameyang is that he's getting back the attitude a striker should have. And that's why I never at one point in time blamed him for that Watford goal. It's for the Odegaard goal against Watford. It's striker's instinct, isn't it? Yeah, it's absolutely striker's instinct. It is when your striker tries to tap a ball home. I mean, if it counted, all of us would be like, yes, Aubameyang got on the score sheet. So I really didn't blame him for that goal. But Mikel is right. I think the attitude is better. I think he's influencing the game better. I mean, trying to run around, the energy, the charisma as a captain. You can see that he wants. There is some there is some love. There is some passion in the game, despite the fact that goals are not yet coming in like he would want. But at least 11 games this season. No, of course, he's not played 11 all of our 11 games. I think he missed the first 2. Did he? The first 2, I think he missed the first 2. So 9 games, 4 goals should have better numbers than that. But he can do better, right? He can do better, and I really got no problems with that. On the reasons why Aubameyang came back early from international duty, Mikel said, no, it wasn't pre-planned, right? It wasn't. So that means the claim from goal.com is also not right, because goal.com actually will claim that it was pre-planned. But here's they say that Mikel says it wasn't pre-planned. We have to assess him, or we have had to assess him and see how he is and make a decision. We have a lot of players who have been through some difficult games, issues, little injuries. So today we have to test everybody and see how we are to play tomorrow. So that means that the truth is Aubameyang picked up a small injury, right? He picked up a small injury, and that's why he returned early from international duty. Like Glenn said yesterday, it was more. It wasn't really much of an important game for Gabon, so he could he could miss it. I mean, he could miss it. But anyway, he picked up a little injury, had some issues, but now it looks like he's fully fit. And he will be playing against Liverpool tomorrow. Good news. On his return, not being linked to an injury, Mikel said, let's see how everybody is. We have to see them today before assessing them and making judgment on how everybody is. So again, there, Mikel doesn't really give us the gist. He doesn't actually press the gist of the matter, but we know Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang fully back in training and should be starting against Liverpool if the manager actually decides to play him. On Thomas Partey, he said, yes, same again. He could not play for the national team. He tried to do that because he had a massive game and really pushed for that one, but wasn't close enough to do that again. It's something that, he says that again, that is something, or it's something that we have to assess today because he hasn't done enough preparation work. Okay, so again, with Thomas Partey, Mikel doesn't actually rule him out. He doesn't actually rule him out, but says there's gonna be some assessment. For me, Partey is back. Honestly, Partey is back because if he was, because he missed Ghana's 2 games, and of course the Black Stars really missed him. If he was out, there was no way Mikel was going to say, let's assess and see. I think he would have said Partey not really in. But I think Partey is going to be in that game against Liverpool. We have already seen the leaks. We have already had the information enough. And now this is more like confirmation from Mikel Arteta saying he's not part of the sick bay, right? But he's not yet done enough preparation work. So we have to assess him and see whether he's back or not. But for me, I know he's back. He's going to play him. On whether Ramsdale should start for for England, what kind of question is this? But he says, I don't know. He was given a chance, and I think he took that chance as showed his progress and the quality he showed in his performances, because in the end, they trusted him to put that shirt on and start for England, which is a big thing. So I'm delighted for him, for him as well. Look, I don't know if we should be answering and reacting to such comments and questions. It's been a long time without football, and then they squeeze in again international football questions. I'm not even interested in that. But look, Ramsdale, Pickford is gonna be an interesting one, right? It's gonna be very interesting one there. On the unbeaten run, helping confidence ahead of Liverpool, he said, they are confident, they are in good form, but they know that every game is different and we have to go game by game. It's a long run. The Premier League is such a long competition, and you will have different moments. But obviously, we want to maintain the momentum, maintain the form, and to do that just just perform at the highest level, which is what you have to do in the Premier League, and for sure at Anfield to go there and win the game. Look, I mean, he's a PR spin. He's a PR spin master. He's a PR spin master, like spin doctor or anything like that. You could call him. He's so good at twisting questions. But for me, look, guys, honestly, if you're watching this live, you know that our unbeaten run is something that's gonna be helping us, in the Liverpool game. And God bless us that, have mercy on us that we don't get really carried away. Mikel is right about one thing, that games are different. We've not played an opponent like Liverpool this season. right? I'm sorry, ever since we started our unbeaten run, we've not played an opponent like Liverpool. We played City. They battered us. But if you look at the squad, that's the last game we lost in a season. But if you look at the squad that we played against City and the lineup or squad that we are going to present at Anfield, both our squads are really, really different in who starts and who comes on the bench. So, off the bench. So, for me, the idea is if we want to go and win at the Anfield, yes, we are confident. We are in very, very good form. But for me, we should put that away. We should handle the Liverpool game as one of those games that, you prepare for it differently. Just imagine you're not in form, right? Just imagine not in form. Just use the form for a little bit of, a little bit of inspiration. But form doesn't proceed, right? Form doesn't proceed, when you're going to play Liverpool. No. It doesn't. We've seen them. They squashed Manchester United 5-0. 4 goals in the first half. Was it 3 goals? Was it 4 goals? I think 4 goals in the first half. Salah's hat-trick. Salah can repeat the same thing against Arsenal because we are going to their stadium. And look, I won't be surprised if we lose that game. But for me, I want a test of character. But anyway, to win at Anfield against Liverpool is going to take something great. A lot. It's going to take a lot of courage. But look, in the end, I think Arsenal can get a result. I don't know. Yeah, I think Arsenal can get a result from that game, like 1-1. If we are courageous, if we are strong, I feel like we can actually get a result. But anyway, that is on the unbeaten run. Let's move over to on a win taking us into top 4. Does it take us into top 4? Does the win take us into top 4? Probably ahead of Liverpool. Does it? Yeah, probably. It says that would be the objective, the standards that we have at the club. The objective's always to win the game. It doesn't matter where you play. You always have to prepare for the game and win it. And that is the way we will do it. We will do it to go to Anfield and get the result. Look, for me, the result means a lot, right? The result means a lot. But look, for me, again, when we beat Liverpool, it doesn't mean that we are going to go to top 4 and stay there for eternity. When we lose against Liverpool, it doesn't mean that we can't qualify for top 4, honestly. Because look, Liverpool have lost, they've lost 5 of their last 6 points in the league, and we have gained 6 out of our last 6 points in the league, right? So for me, it's all about consistency, right? Whether we go into top 4 after that game doesn't matter. I do not care. What I care about, though, is Arsenal going into that game, show character, surprise Liverpool, and the result, really doesn't matter. Look, because for me, look, if we do not beat Liverpool and we beat Newcastle and Manchester United, there is a chance that we go to top 4, right? There is a chance that we go to top 4. And if we beat Liverpool and lose or draw to Newcastle and draw to Manchester United, we get down, we get out of top 4. Something that we actually do not want. So again, for me, it's a crazy take. It's a crazy take. On whether our expectations have changed this season. What do they mean? What kind of question is this? He said the targets are always linked to the expectations of this club, which is always to be the best. It doesn't matter where you compete. It doesn't matter in what moment or project you are. It's always that demand. And it says that should not change because it is attached to our culture, our ambition, and every player here has to be thinking that tomorrow is the most important day, and we have to win the game. The rest will take care of itself. I don't know what our expectations were, but mine have not changed. When we did our transfer window ratings, I said this is top 8 finish, right? I said I don't see Arsenal finishing above 7th. I don't see Arsenal finishing above 7th or 6th. we've done well. We've done very, very well, and I'm really glad with this, with the side, and I'm really, really grateful that to God that with such a very, very poor start, we've actually done well. But look, guys, expectations don't change overnight. They have to be backed. Honestly, they have to be backed. The mindset of many Arsenal fans thinking that, because I still remember after the first 3 games, many people were telling me, Cossy, this is relegation material. This team is going to get relegated. Mikel is going to get us relegated. And I said, that is too far again. Yeah. I didn't expect us to get relegated, honestly. But I also didn't expect us to be finishing in the high positions. And I also do not feel like my expectations have actually moved a lot. My prayer, and it's just a prayer, that we go back to Europa League. That is my prayer. If we go back to Europa League, if we get a Europa League finish, with or with no title, I'm okay with that, because we are building a squad that we can demand more from in the coming season. Right in this season, it's all about building cohesion. It's all about building units. It's all about building chemistry in the squad. I don't see how that changes our expectations, in the season. Like, are we gonna win the Europa League? No, we are not there. Conference League, we are not there. Champions League, definitely we are not there, because we are we were kicked out around 6 years ago. So the truth is, people, my expectations this season have not changed at within a minute. I'm super excited to see where this thing goes, right? I'm super excited. I'll be more than happy. I'll be happier to see where this thing goes. Very, very happy. Again, on the same note, I'm not really deluded to say we are winning the league like many people think. Cossy, we are winning the league. That's being delusional, and I'm not. I really don't want to be delusional. I want to be a little bit objective. I could get carried away because it's my team, and I always say it. It's Arsenal. It's my team. I love it. Could get deluded, could get delusional, but my project expectations from Arsenal have actually don't changed very, very much. All right, so Mikel, on whether we can compete for the title, this is what I call delusional, right? Not from Mikel, but from people who ask these questions. I mean, anyway, and he said, I don't know what will happen. No one can predict it. This is the league. No one can predict it. This league has given a lot of surprises in the recent years to everyone. From our side, we know what to do. It says we know what to do. We know where we are. We know where we are, where we were, what we want to be, and the best way to do is to go game by game. Right. If you still remember, I think. I talked about the Arsenal crisis last year, and I said our problem was identity. We had lost who we are, where we were, where we are, and where we wanted to be. I think the kind of sense is coming back in the side. You can see that there is a true reflection of where we were by showing the players that are on the bench at the moment, the likes of Niles and the likes of Veneni. You can see that there's time when Mohamed Elneny was an essential. There's time when Maitland-Niles would have been an essential, and we've gone from there. And now you can see that we are a young squad that is trying to put 1 and 1 together to make 3. Right? We are trying to put 2 and 2 together to get 5, and that's the good thing. Right? Now we have an identity. Can we compete for the title? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Can we compete for the title? How many people think that we can compete for the title? Because for me, look, anyone who says, Cossy, we can compete for the title, I don't want to say no. Because Mikel says we've seen surprises, but how many times have we seen surprises in the Premier League, honestly? How many times have we seen surprises? You have that era that was dominated by Manchester United. Then you have Liverpool that deservingly won it. Chelsea, all the time they've won it. They deserved it. City, you can't even bet, right? With Manchester City, you can't even bet. All the time, they won it. They deserved it. So it's only Leicester City that you can call a surprise. But ever since Leicester City, which other surprises have we had? And don't get me wrong, that season, I think if Arsenal had brought in one or two better players, we deserve to win the title. We're just stupid that we failed to invest just a little bit, right? Because for me, if it was not Chelsea, if it was not Manchester United, then it was supposed to be Arsenal. We finished second, around 10 points, 10 or 12 points behind Leicester City, and we should have won the title. Only the board to blame, the bunch of prides. Okay, so on title expectations this season, no, I'm not going into that. Top 2, top 3, top 4 debates. I'm not going into that. My predictions are actually still Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and in position for I went for United. I thought Arsenal would come in position 6, and those are my predictions, and I'm not changing them. At least not now. Not now. But like Mikel says, it's for me, it's a silly question, really. It's a silly question. Yeah, it's a silly question. I mean, it can make sense if we are in February. If we are in February, if we can keep this until February, until the end of February, and we are still knocking on the door for top 4, yes, I will enter the debate that Arsenal can make top 4. But at the moment, I'm not even sure about top 4 to go into races for the title. Absolutely not. Absolutely none. On being in the side, the last one against Liverpool, of course, the last time we beat Liverpool, Mikel was a player. So, I mean, interesting. So he said, I hope so. It's a good omen. I don't know what it means that like it's a good omen. I say it's been a while. As you mentioned, we last beat them in 2012. So it's been so it's time to do it again. I have experienced both winning and losing, and I know why you lose games at Anfield, and which is the mindset emotionally and the preparation that you need to go there convinced and make sure that you are at the races to compete in that stadium. Look, 2012 and 2021, yes, thank you so much, Mikel. But if you look at the squad that last beat Liverpool in 2012, the squad is gone. Ramsey, Cazorla, Arteta, the squad is gone, really. The squad is gone. Bureau, that squad is gone. And I feel like the Anfield has changed a lot, even in the past 5 games, right? We've not beaten Liverpool in each of our Premier League encounters in the last 5 sessions. The last 5 times we played Liverpool, they've beaten us. Look, so it's changed a lot. It's really changed a lot. And, I don't think winning or losing doesn't change. The emotions are the same. The feeling, the experience is the same. But going there, to try to win a game just like we beat them. Because if you look at the shape they were in 2012, they've really improved a lot, right? They have really improved a lot. And a lot has changed. We are under Arsene Wenger. Now we are, under Unai Emery. A lot has changed. I'm going to say this. Look, I don't know if we can do it, but we need to be emotionally strong, as we go into that Liverpool game. Mikel Arteta on Rangers appointing Giovanni Van Bronckhorst as manager. He said, well, it's obviously a surprise. First of all, as a Rangers fan, I must say that thank you so much to Stevie Gerrard and the coaching staff for what they did for the club, because they turned the club around in such a difficult moment, and to manage to win the league in the way they did was a big boost. Football is like that. People want to move. People have other expectations, and now I just wish the best to Giovanni and the club and see what happens. Honestly, guys, bros, I don't have comments about that because I'm a Celtic fan. I love Celtic. I'm a big Celtic fan in Scotland. I don't support Rangers. On our record at Anfield, which is one of the worst records actually a team has. I think our record at Anfield is one of the worst we have. We have against any other side. He said, I don't know why we haven't won them more. Obviously, the quality of the opponent has a big say. It's not a coincidence that last year as well, before we went to Old Trafford, it was It says it was, I don't know how many years before we won at Stamford Bridge, the same. But first of all, you have to believe that you got there and you can beat them. That's the first. That's the first thing. If somebody is not if somebody is not with that mindset, they should not put the shirt on and go to Anfield tomorrow. And then, as I said, you have to raise individually your game to the best, emotionally, physically, technically, and tactically, and you have to be able to suffer in the right moments, because they're going to be moments where you're going to have to do that. And then, as a team, you have to be you have to have very clear ideas of what you're going to do on the pitch to beat that side. So, look, the answer is very clear, easy. We have a very poor record against Liverpool. We have beaten them very, very less times, and at Anfield it's even worse. But the question why we have not won them more is, look, Liverpool are a great side and they have a great stadium. I think they never walk alone. They never walk alone. I was about to call it a syndrome, but slogan, right? The never walk alone slogan actually works better at the Anfield. They're deadly there. We know that. They're absolutely deadly. They can destroy you. They can tear you into pieces. No lies, no nothing about that. They can tear you into pieces. But what have we got to do? That's the biggest question, right? What have we got to do? The reason I say I think we've lost consecutively, in the recent years is they've been on the rise and we've been on the decline. That's the reason. He can never say that as a manager, but that's the reason. Over the past decade, they've been on the rise, right? 5 years, 6 years, they've been on the rise, restructuring, just making sure that they're actually doing well and getting their squad better. What we've done at Arsenal in the past 10 years is destroying our squad, destroying the image, destroying everything about the club. And let me tell you this: if Liverpool at any point in time start to decline and Arsenal rebuild in the next 5 years, Liverpool will struggle to beat Arsenal, whether at the Anfield or at the Emirates Stadium. But at the moment, our record is poor because they are, they've been impressive. Honestly, they've been really impressive. That is the idea. No two ways about it. They've been really, really impressive in terms of what they've done to turn things around. Honestly, on why we can't beat Liverpool. Of course, this is Mikel. This is Mikel feeling like we can beat Liverpool. He said, yes, we can't beat them because of all the reasons that I said. What I see, and because what I see, and because if not, there is no point traveling. And you always have to find the reasons to believe that your team can go there and beat them. This press conference, this interview, what I'm picking from this interview is that Mikel knows how hard Liverpool is, and it doesn't look. It doesn't really look, seem passionate, right? He doesn't seem passionate about going there and getting 3 points. He doesn't really feel confident about that. I'm gonna say this. So he says that the point. There's no point in traveling to Anfield if you feel like you're just gonna go there and lose the game. What I'm gonna say is, it's jeopardy. It's jeopardy, and that's why when I watch England batter San Marino every single game, I'm like, this is shameless. This is shameful at the same time. Shameless, shameful at the same time. Jeopardy in football is why we watch that sport, right? The fact that you go to Anfield as one of the underdogs in the league and get a result. Jeopardy. And I think this is what that is what he's talking about, that there is always that possibility and room for jeopardy. There is always that possibility that you go and and beat Liverpool just like that. There is always that possibility that you get a very unexpected result against Liverpool. It happened once with Brighton, if you remember. They got points from Liverpool, right? And then 1 week later, after Liverpool, finishing their Champions League journey, they lose to West Ham. It's jeopardy, and for me, that's why I love sport, and that's why we are all excited to watch Arsenal versus Liverpool, because rival fans feel like it's a done deal. Liverpool win it, but Arsenal fans, we've got to believe that there is some room for jeopardy. There is some room for risk. There is some room to change things. I don't know whether that's really going to happen, but I believe in jeopardy. I've seen jeopardy work, and probably we could jeopardize Liverpool. How many times have I said jeopardize? On a plan to stop Mohamed Salah, he said we have a plan like every week for strength and weaknesses of every team. That we have to minimize and expose the weaknesses that they have. How do you stop Salah? I mean, we would need a full course to answer that. How you stop Mohamed Salah? I don't know. Maybe you play a back five. I don't know. Maybe you play a back six. I don't know, but probably he has a solution. But for me, again, Liverpool's game rotates around Trent, right? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Right. On if this is the toughest test for our defense, he said it's one of the toughest places to go in the league. That's for sure. For the achievement, the energy that the stadium creates, the quality of the opponent, the quality of the coach that they have, for many reasons. That's why they've been where they've been in the last few years. But we know, and we have to focus on what we can do and what we have to do. Reaction to that? Any reaction to that, guys? Is Liverpool the greatest test to our defense this season? Any reaction to that? Massively appreciated. Any reaction to that? Massively appreciated. But look, let me say this. We're playing Liverpool, right? Is not only a test to our defense, but a test to the whole team. They have one of the best defenders in the world. They have one of the best goalkeepers in the world. They have, look, their midfielders, for me, are shambles, but Fabinho is decent. Jadon Henderson has been consistent, and Thiago is world class. I mean, if you can just pull off one or two world class performances, then we don't escape him. We don't expect to escape him. So it's a general test for the it's a general test for the club. It's not only the defense, right? It's the goalkeeper, it's the defense, it's the midfield, it's our top. Can we crack? Because Lukaku was like a baby against Joe Matip. Because Matip is good at playing the mind game, the zonal marking, the intelligent. He's very, very good at playing intelligent detective. And if he plays intelligent detective against Aubameyang, Aubameyang's not going to see the ball. And he did it with Romelu Lukaku, and Lukaku was really quiet when they played Liverpool. Absolutely quiet. For me, it was Matip. Yeah, it was Matip, and obviously, don't forget Virgil van Dijk. So it's a test for our whole team. It's not just for it's not a test for the defense alone. On what makes Anfield different from other stadium, he said, of course, this was really asked already. He says that you really feel as a footballer, you are in a place where you really have to give your best when you do. It's an incredible feeling because you have to overcome a really difficult and challenging situation, and when you don't, it's like like it has happened other times after you feel regrets for things that you haven't done or should have done differently, or you haven't approached the game in the right way. I think it's one of the places where you have to go there and believe on the day and show why you want to play football. Absolutely. I think it's right. I think it's right in that. On if Aubameyang is still on penalty duty, he said we will make those decisions in regard to what we want to do. Not really. Look, if we got a penalty against Liverpool, I don't want. If we got a penalty against Liverpool, I do not want Aubameyang to take it. Sorry. No. Don't take it, Aubameyang. Yes, you are captain. You've done well over the years. I mean, you've scored, you're a banger, right? But don't take the penalty. Give it to Lacazette. Honestly. That's it. Yeah, that's it. On our England international said, I see it as a reward, and in Emu's case, obviously, because it is his first time, and not only what he's doing on the pitch, but the maturity that he's showing to handle many different situations that have occurred very, very quickly for him in his career in the last few months. I just see enjoyment and happiness, and obviously for both of them to be bonding together in that environment, and the elite environment, I think it's very, very beneficial for the club as well. I've reacted to that. On the success of Hell End, and if he knew about it before before he joined, he said, well, I knew about it because of my time here as a player. I had already seen some of the talent come through, and I played with some of them. It's a part of identity to raise players. We have a great academy. We have coaches that deserve so much credit for the education that they are giving those players, and for how they have been coached. And then, like anybody, they need opportunities. They need game time to prove that they can do it at that level, right? On how Hell End rates in comparison to other club academies, it says I cannot rate compared to others. What I can say is that I'm really happy and proud that this is not stopping here. We have to continue to evolve it, to improve it, and to keep providing players because it's a huge boost for the club. It's obviously very, very beneficial for many aspects. What I'm gonna say about our academy, one or two words, is of course I can never say one two words, you know me, but I think it is something that is part of our, of us as a club. Yes, we might not be bringing in players right from scratch, but we used to bring in players and then integrate them into our system by playing them into the under 23. And then when we did that, they graduated and joined the club. That was a good strategy. The likes of Chamberlain, the likes of Chil Walcott, Ches Fabregas, Alexander Somila. Look, that is something that is really good. Absolutely good. Very, very beneficial, right? Because, look, it saves you cash and it brings in cash. Emil Smith-Rowe, we were about to get some 40 million from crazy Aston Villa if he had decided to cash him, to cash in on him. Saka, if anyone comes for Saka, it's gonna be 100+ million, right? And that is academy talent. Look at Eddie Nketiah. If it's not the wrong decision we made with Eddie, we could have pocketed some money. So our academy is really doing well. By the way, I think we have, how many players do we have from our academy? Smith-Rowe there, Saka there. Yeah, we're doing well. I think we're really, really doing well. On whether he looks to the academy before the transfer market, before improving the team, he says always in our system, whether it's a player, whether it's a staff member, whether it's any other part of the club, if we need some recruitment, first of all, we look inside. What we do, what do we have? Can we promote them? Do they have the qualities to do it? If we don't have it, then obviously we have to start the process outside our club. I mean, look, this is simple knowledge, just like any other organization. I mean, their internal advertisements for positions. I don't think with players it works like that. Like, look, I don't think it works like that. I think with players it's more like the next in line succeeds. If there is no one next in line fit, then we go out for a player. But look, I think in terms of a midfielder, I don't know if Arsenal are looking at this. You guys have suggested Charlie Patino and Miguel Aziz. Probably your boys could get the chance, right? Probably our boys could get a chance. You never know. But it's always good to see these young players come through, honestly. The likes of Joe Willock, 35 million pounds. I think 30 million pounds, 35 million euros to Newcastle. There was a profit there. It will be. Again, 35 million pounds to Everton. There's a profit there. Alex Chamberlain, not from our academy, but again brought in as a young lad from Southampton, around 35 million pounds to Liverpool. There's a profit there, so you can see It's something that we really, really pride in. On Lacazette's contract, say there is no much talk. What I can say is that I'm really happy with Laka, with what Laka is doing at the moment, and I've said that we are going to be talking about. We are not going to be talking about any of that until the end of the season. On Elneni's future, he also said that I'm really happy with Mo. I want to be discussing. I won't be discussing individually other players, and it's not time. It is not time to do so at that moment. So, look, a lot has been said during this press conference. I think he's answered the questions a little bit better. But why wouldn't he answer the questions better? He's one of the managers that are on fire, isn't he? Absolutely. Look, he must be loving life. He must be loving life. Right, he must be loving life, and I don't look. I can't really blame Mikel, on loving life. I can't really blame Mikel on loving life. So let's get the team news and probably get off this boring charade of a very long press conference. Says so the latest on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Thomas Partey's fitness, and they have said on the Arsenal website that ahead of Saturday's showdown with Liverpool at Anfield, Mikel Arteta briefed the media about the pair after the former returned to the club early from international break international duty with Gabon, and Partey missed both Ghana's matches. So I said no, it wasn't pre-planned. Of course, we've seen that. For Aubameyang to fly home early, we have to assess him and see how he's and see how he is and make a decision, said the manager. I said we have a lot of players who've been through difficult games, situations, injuries, little injuries. So today we have to test everybody and see how we have to play tomorrow. And said same again for Thomas Partey. He could not play for the national team, but really tried to do so because they had a massive game and he pushed really to go up. Of course, I expected him to push, but he wasn't close to getting back for international duty once again. So, guys, basically, press conference setting that press conference settings. That is what Mikel had to say. A lot has been spoken, right? A lot has been spoken. I'm gonna be looking at what you guys have to say, in the comment section, and I hope you guys are really, really, really doing well. CFAN Media says it's a sure deal to beat Liverpool. It's a sure deal to beat Liverpool. I love the energy. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. I love the energy. I love the energy when you say, it's a sure deal to beat Liverpool. Right? I love the energy, but realistically, because for me, if I love to be, a little bit realistic. I want us to to beat Liverpool. I want us to beat Liverpool 10-0. That is what I want. But to be realistic, it's different. I mean, you've got to be, you've got to be very objective. Look at it in a way. Look at Liverpool. Look at Arsenal. And then judge. So, is it a sure deal to beat Liverpool? No, it's not a sure deal to me. But respect your opinion. And it says, thank God Partey is back. We couldn't stand that. Ibrahim says, it's good news for us. The Partey is back. Liverpool, we are going to demolish you guys tomorrow. That's according to Ibrahim. And then Mujib says, I feel strongly the Gunners will trash Liverpool tomorrow, inshallah. What do you think, Cossy? My opinion has not yet really changed. I mean, I'm a big Arsenal fan. I think it's more than a decade. I think it's now 2 decades that but I don't see us really just go there and play that comedy and just get just get it done. I don't feel that way. And then Trip says, is Thomas Partey leaving? Is Thomas Partey leaving? I mean, the thumbnail is Partey confirmed, isn't it? And then I said the title is Partey. Arteta confirms Partey's return. There's nothing connected to Partey leaving Arsenal. There is nothing connected to that. And Anu has answered you and said no, Partey is not leaving at all. John says we are winning. Cossy, Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1. Thank you. Smash the like button, people. Thank you so much, Tony. Make sure you smash the like on the video, people. It really helps the channel a lot. As also big up to you and big up to you, Tony, my man. I hope you're doing well. I hope you get better. There, Glenn says the game is getting closer. Absolutely. How many hours? Somebody type for me. Just type into Google, Arsenal Liverpool countdown, and then tell me the hours that we have to go. Someone do that for me. Musa says, "Come on, Arsenal. We are winning this game 2-0. Of course, 2-0 would be the most surprising result we get at Anfield. Like, we beat them without them scoring. Oh, that would be interesting. That would be really interesting." Also says Cossy, for me, what I'm asking, let's talk about the injuries right now. Is Partey gonna be? Partey is back. Ozil, Partey is back. And then Godfrey says, "Yes, Cossy, we can compete for the title." Okay. Love the way you're really straightforward. Smith says we can compete this year because the players are having courage. Look, for me, look, my thoughts about winning a title and competing for the title is you have a lot to do. That is my opinion. There's a lot to do. It's beyond the fact that you go and win game in, game out. It's beyond that. How about the emotional state? Like, when you win 10 games in a row and you lose one, how do you bounce back? The resilience. Do we have the emotional strength to achieve that? At times it's achieved over the time, things like that. And then Musa says, "Yes, Cossy, we can compete for the title." Smith also says we can compete this year because our players are having courage. All right. Anu says, "Cossy, I believe we can. I believe we can compete for the title." Robert says, "I don't see the like button." Really? There are two buttons. One is a thumbs up, that's the like button, and the other is a thumb facing down, that's the dislike button. Just press the thumbs up. If you're on your phone, you might be press. If you're on your phone, you have to. I think Android. You have to make sure that you can see the share button, the comment button as well. I think, right? I think, yeah. And then Abdi says we have to beat Liverpool, right? Bruna says we are winning by Arsenal 2, Liverpool 0 tomorrow. I believe. Mohammed says, "Cossy, Arteta must use the advantage because Robertson is not available for Liverpool." Yeah, it's gonna be a great miss. But again, Robertson has not been that great for Liverpool this season. I think it's gonna be a great miss for them. They would really love their fullbacks to be flowing. And then Ifenso says Arsenal 3, Liverpool 1. That's what's gonna happen. And Cesar says, "I'm not really optimistic. I wish to be disappointed." All right, I wish too. I'm not really very, very optimistic about this game, but I wish I'm disappointed. It's just one of those days where you want your team to surprise you and disappoint you. Like, just disappoint me and don't lose, right? Just disappoint me and don't lose. As simple as that. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We're Gunners and we want our team to win. Ali says it's not easy to beat Liverpool, but we will do the best. I think our team is ready. And Anu says it's been long ever since we beat Liverpool. Come on, Gunners, we need to beat Liverpool tomorrow. Like I said, since 2012, we've actually not beaten them. Since 2012, we've not beaten Liverpool. So it's not an easy one, right? It's really, really not an easy one. But anyway, guys, that is Mikel Arteta's press conference and the latest around the club and who's back, who's not back. I'm going to speak to you at 9 p.m. Make sure you tune in 9 p.m. We have another show coming up. For now, I'm going to say Kohere for now. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks everybody for watching in. And I'm sorry that I came out, that I came late, 20 minutes late. I was preparing something to eat. So really, really sorry for that. I need to be a little bit more consistent with my time. But it is always 11 a.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m. If you've been tuning in on the channel during those time durations, you know that the channel is always live. Come on, you Gunners. Come on, Arsenal. Tomorrow is the day. Speak to you soon.